What is the name? Yes, Man.
No, I haven't. I've heard it's great, though.
They had Lincoln in there for about 45 seconds.
Really?
And then at the end of it, they're like, you went to Lincoln, Nebraska? I was kind of bummed because I was all excited. They plugged the Huskers and everything, and then they just go and ruin it and say, oh, Nebraska sucks.
Yeah.
Practically.
Yeah.
So I was a little upset at that, but it was a good movie. I think you should check it out.
Yeah. Well, Nebraska's kind of like the Amish people. They're always your canned people to make fun of because it's...
True.
They're not a threat, apparently. I don't know.
True.
Yeah.
Now, with your teaching, what kind of funny stories do you have with the kids or anything? Anything good?
Anything good? One day I work in a computer lab, and so kids are always typing. One day I had a kid that was just sprawled out on his keyboard sleeping, and so he had 16 pages of I written down. And I'm talking, and the kid's name's Cody, and so I says, "Isn't that right, Cody?" Just to kind of wake him up. And he wakes up and he goes, "Yeah, that's fine." And, completely doesn't relate to what I said, and so that clicked in my brain. And so I said, you remind me of my great-grandma. She was at family Christmas, and she's deaf. And her son, my grandpa, he's deaf. And so they're at Christmas, and Grandpa says, "Mom, you want me to turn the TV down?" She replies, "No, I don't want no ham." And he goes, "Okay," and he turns the TV down. And so they're having two different conversations, and it was hilarious. And so for the rest of the semester, that class always came in and said, "Hey, Mr. Toby, I don't want no ham." And so this is the most random thing ever. And they wrote it in my little card when I left. They, "Oh, what ham?" So...
That's funny.
Yeah.
Have you heard any horror stories from outgoing teachers about the stuff that they've had to deal with?
I haven't heard too many. I've experienced a few horror stories myself. Yeah. Again, it's just weird when you're close to the same age as your students, but when you've got those students that are on the belligerent side, I had a girl that was probably 5 foot even stand up and just scream in my face. Completely didn't want to do anything, and I was just kind of sitting there going, I don't know how to handle you. And luckily my cooperating teacher swooped in, and I think he ended up making her cry, which made me on the inside feel a little better about myself. But, eventually I'll learn how to deal with that. But right now I'm still kind of like, ugh, I don't want to deal with you.
What'd you do to get her to scream at you?
I'm trying to think. I was trying to show her how to save a Word document. Just, your Word, I tried to show file save, and then I minimized the screen to show her where it went, and she thought I closed it without saving, and she freaked. She thought I lost all of her work, and it was right there, and I couldn't convince her. But, it's okay. I'm not stereotyping. She was a blonde, but that's,
Oh.
I'm not stereotyping.
Those are not the views of Tiger Talk.
Oh, you coward.
Totally. I'm not going to get in trouble for stuff my guests say, so I'm just saying.
I take full responsibility for that. She was a blonde, but she was a stereotyped blonde, not a normal, fine, upstanding blonde citizen.
Now, you're graduating at the end of this next semester?
Yep, in May.
Do you have any jobs lined up?
I have applied for Lincoln Public Schools, which I may not get now that I've told all my bad stories about the students. And I'm also talking to Columbus Public Schools.
Oh, yeah?
So,
Which one would you rather do?
For now, I'd like to stay in Lincoln just, again, to be close to friends who are still at Doane, to finish my master's out of Doane, Lincoln. And, again, just the entertainment value in Lincoln compared to when you go up north to Columbus, there's cornfields and cows. And I grew up with that. I'm used to it. I need something new for a little while. But eventually I'll end up in a smaller town like that.
Where are you from?
Maxwell, Nebraska, out by North Platte.
Would you want to teach there?
I went back and talked to some teachers over break, and I think I'm lucky I got out now. I've heard some administration stories that I'd like to not be involved with. So.
Oh, that's funny. Now, Relay for Life, they have this big thing coming up at the end, which tell us a little bit about the actual Relay for Life.
Okay. The big actual Relay for Life, again, this is a huge deal for Doane campus because for the past 5 years running, we have been the division champions with how much money we've raised per capita, which, again, roughly over the past 5 years has been anywhere between $40 to $50 per capita per person. And when you compare that, second place was like $8. And so we just blow the competition out of the water. And then nationally, we've been ranked for how much money we raise per capita. And so, again, we are a big deal. Relay for Life. But again, it's an all-night event, goes from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., raising money, raising awareness. Again, some of the most powerful things you ever see is having all of these survivors of cancer out there in their purple T-shirts lining the track and just walking around and having their caregivers out there with them, walking the track with them. Again, just a powerful thing that, it really hits close home to everybody because it's hard to find someone who has not been affected by cancer, whether a family member, a family friend, teacher, neighbor. I mean, it touches everybody. And so, again, it's just a great thing that Doane does as a community to kind of give back.
What's your position at Relay?
This year I'm on the executive committee. I kind of oversee the entertainment committee and then also the fundraising committee. They kind of mesh. Past couple of years I've just been on the entertainment committee, and so I'm kind of, I guess, moving up in the world. They're going to grandfather me out when I graduate. So,
Now, what is there any ideas that you've had that have been taken and put into production for Relay?
Nothing I've done per se, but just a few events that I think I've kind of helped move along is the Miss Relay competition, where all the guys get out there in their dresses and their swimsuits.
Miss
and their
Relay.
Miss Relay, yes. It's like Miss America, only with guys in drag. Freshman year, I actually won. Sophomore year, I came back and co-hosted with Jim Hermelbrock as the lady who won, so I was Olga. And this past year, unfortunately, since Jim wasn't here, we needed a male to host it, and so I had to put a tux on instead of a dress, which I was a little disappointed with. But I'm hoping this year I've got a young man on committee who I think either he's going to be in a tux or I am, but the other one's going to get a nice slinky black number to wear. So,
What are some of the other events that happened during the Relay?
Some other events, as far as on the entertainment side, there is a Fear Factor. We've had people eat raw cow tongue. It's a great time. The Relay Idol, kind of like an American Idol competition. Mm-hmm. There are dance contests. Again, there's the luminary ceremony where we dim all the lights. We've got the luminaria bags lit up around the track with names of people who have won their battle with cancer or either have lost their battle with cancer. And so, again, that's kind of an honor for them. Let's see, a few of the other events is the Fight Back ceremony. Again, it's not just to remember, it's not just to raise money. It's to, again, remember that we're doing this for a reason, to kind of find that cure for cancer, which the last reports I've heard from the American Cancer Society is that our generation is going to be the generation that finds the cure for cancer. We're going to find that definitive cure, and so it's going to end with us, which is, again, when you can see the finish line of what you're relaying for, it's just an amazing feeling.
That is. I'm very glad to hear how much Doane has done for Relay. It's just amazing, and you guys should go check out Relay, and if you don't have a team, how can they sign up to get a team?
Sign up to get a team. You can either email the Doane Relay email, which is RFL team recruitment at doane.edu, or you can just type in RFL team recruitment and hit that little person checkbox. It'll bring it up there. Or you can email Tammy Marsh directly at tammi.marsh@doane.edu. She's the head, and she can get you hooked up with a team, and then you can register online. It's as easy as falling off a log. I've done it, so it's got to be easy. So,
what if you don't have a team? Could you just do it by yourself?
You can go out by yourself, but if you don't have a team, again, contact Tammy Marsh. Come talk to me, and we will get you hooked up with a team. There are teams for ball clubs. The music programs have teams. Residence halls have teams, and so there's definitely a place to get involved if you yourself do not have a group to go with. So yeah, just contact somebody. We'll get you set up.
Okay. And once again, you tell us a little bit about when the Breasticle Festival is going to happen?
Okay, Breasticle Festival is this Tuesday and Thursday, the 6th and 8th, and then also next Tuesday and Thursday, the 13th and 15th. The 15th, we're going to have the Let It All Hang Out dance. You come with your bra and your underwear on the outside of your clothes. We're going to let it all hang out, have a good time. Again, we're going to be playing dodgeball on Tuesday, some kickball, some knockout action, and it's all going to be themed around breasts and balls. I apologize for the unfortunate pun.
Hey, but it's all for good cause.
It's
right?
all for a great cause, exactly. That's why we wear dresses. It's all for a good cause. So
check it out, Breasticle Festival. I want to thank once again Blake Toby for joining me. I appreciate you taking time out for us. Go check out Breasticle Festival, and make sure you tune in to Tiger Talk next week as we have Meg Allison and Josh Stevenson here singing live in the studio. And make sure you check them out this Thursday for SAC in the Common Grounds Coffee Shop. Have a good night.